Hey, it's Dr. David Phelps, CEO and founder of the Freedom Founders Mastermind community. I get the opportunity to speak to a lot of my colleagues, professional practice owners, dentists and physicians, optometrists, chiropractors, veterinarians, about alternative investing, particularly into real estate, which is what I love and what I built my Freedom platform on. And I get some great questions from time to time that I feel like are such good questions that they provide the basis for what I feel like would be some great answers. So I'm gonna take some of those and over a period of time just keep adding to the queue, hopefully for you to help you with your educational aspect into what you can do to orchestrate your finances. So a great question I got recently was, hey David, what is leverage? All right, so I'm gonna take a broad view and then we'll make it specific. Is that okay? So on a broad view, leverage is getting more outcome, more return on the effort that you put into something. Now, typically, if we talk about leverage, we talk about a lever. So if you use a lever to move an object, you're using the power of the lever to move an object that otherwise you couldn't physically go and pick up yourself and lift, right? That's the simple basis. Other forms of leverage in life could be leveraging other people. Other people meaning other people's time, their talents, their skills, their experience, even their assets, like maybe a physical asset like a piece of real estate that they can't use, and maybe you utilize it, you leverage it, or maybe they have money that they want to invest and you are a conduit to great investments. In the financial world, very specifically, narrowing this concept down a little bit, financial leverage really talks about in terms of using debt or other people's money, other people or banks' money to acquire a capital asset like real estate or business, something that if acquired and managed properly produces income and wealth. That's a capital asset as opposed to Wall Street. So back to the leverage. If you utilize leverage to acquire a capital asset, which you can do because banks will lend money on real estate. Banks will lend money on good proven businesses like practices, right? Happens all the time. Then you can acquire that business or that asset with less of your own money. Think about it. If you had to save up all the dollars it would take to buy, let's say the home you're in right now, whether it's a $100,000 home or a $500,000 home, it still would take a long time for you to save up that amount of money to finally buy that asset, that home. Same thing for your practice. If you had to save up all the money it took to buy the building, for instance, that your practice is housed in, it's probably at least $250,000 or more today, right? How long would it take you to do that? If you were going to start a practice or buy an existing practice and you had to save all the money to do that before you could actually go acquire it, how long would it take you? So you see there's a proper use of leverage, financial leverage, if you're leveraging using that debt in the proper way versus consumer spending, which is lifestyle and buying too big a house or cars or things that really you can't afford. That's a different type of leverage, which I'm not for, all right? So for example, let me give you a specific example. If I can buy a $100,000 good solid rental house that will produce, say today in today's market, $1,200 per month in rent, right? I can take my $100,000 that maybe I've saved up somehow over the years, and I can buy that one house, and that one house will produce with $1,200 per month rent, probably net me somewhere in the neighborhood of $5,700 after all expenses, right? Now, if I take my same $100,000 and I put 20% down or $20,000 down on 5 $100,000 houses, now I've actually acquired and purchased a total of 5 houses as opposed to just the one. Now, I do have debt on those houses, but if I use the right kind of debt, fixed rate debt, low interest rate like we have today, I can still have a cash flow up and above the expenses of the property, management, maintenance, the vacancy turnover, taxes, insurance, and also, I said the management fees, plus the debt service. I still have a margin of several $100s above that. I can multiply my cash flow and multiply my wealth building through the use of leverage. So it's a little bit of a long-winded answer, but I didn't want to shortchange it because it's a great question, and I would advise anybody who doesn't know much about leverage, especially financial leverage, to study it. Remember, there's good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is what Dave Ramsey doesn't like, and I'm with him on that. But good debt is required for those who are capitalists, who are enterprisers and want to build businesses and invest in good capital assets like real estate. There's no faster way to make it happen if you do it the right way.